Well, all right then. Well, let's get this show on the road. We'll
Let's do it.
I don't even know what episode we're on, man. What are we on?
I don't know. 12?
40 something, I think.
Really?
All right.
We're
What's
on-
up,
we're
boys?
Are we recording yet?
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
recording. Always recording.
Oh.
Sneakily recording.
I thought the button had to be green when you're recording.
No.
But it's always red.
It's red.
Yeah, there you go.
How y'all doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Doing
Good.
great.
Sleepy, but I'm good.
Sleepy but
Yeah.
good. So I guess viewers can tell, and maybe from audio, even though it sounds really
It
good.
does sound good through here.
Sounds really good. Anthony is joining us from another part of the country. So there you go. Little different. We're gonna give this a go. I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
As long as we don't interrupt
Yeah,
each other. Yeah.
I have good Wi-Fi here at least. That helps.
There
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
go. There you go.
Yeah, that's probably true. Like if you were in like Podunk.
Yeah, like a Motel 6 right
Mhm.
now? Or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, Motel 6.
I mean, a little bit better than that this
Yeah.
time at least.
A little bit better. Just a touch.
Uh-huh.
Just a touch better.
Yeah. Just a touch.
Well, cool. So
got a nice place.
So speaking of, since you're traveling and you just mentioned Motel 6, I think, man, what a great setup, Lucas. This week we're going to do our top 3 worst hotel stays of all time. We've all had those gross, cringy, yucky, loud, miserable hotel stays. And we're
Yes,
just going
we
to talk
have.
through that.
Let's do it.
Mhm.
So what do you think? You guys ready?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
had plenty of them.
I was about to say Anthony's probably got too many to pick from. So let's start with you, Anthony. And hey, I think this time, like we did the last few times, why don't you just hit, especially since you can't see us talking, maybe you just hit your 3, and then I'll do
My
mine or
top
Lucas
3?
can. Yeah, do your top 3. Obviously, starting with 3.
All right. For me, 3. Well, I have a lot of. I don't know how many nights I actually have. I should look that up on my phone, but I know I'm lifetime platinum elite at Marriott at least. I think that's at least 600 nights. Something like that.
Jeez, yeah.
It can probably tell me my lifetime progress. Yeah, 678 nights
So you,
at just Marriott.
just Marriott. So you have others as well.
Yeah, I used to be like platinum at Hilton too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have other like chain hotels you stay at or whatever. So a lot. I don't know how many nights I got. Bunch. Too
Sure.
many, really, is what
Too-
it comes to. But
Too many. Yep. Sounds like it.
I would say all right. I'll start top 3. Number 3. I'm gonna go with. I was on the road at work like usual. We get into we were in Chicago Midway landing it was late at night, so I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Usually if you have a hotel sellout, they'll maybe call you ahead of time, especially if you're the high end status or whatnot. So me and the captain get there. We have a flight attendant too. Get to this Hilton hotel.
Is that what you call him, or is he
In there.
actually a captain?
Well, no. I mean, it depends on if you have a captain or 2 captains or captain, co-pilot, whatever.
I just thought maybe
So
you had
the
a
guy-
friend that you called the captain. I thought that'd be kind of fun.
Oh,
The
yeah.
captain and I were.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
You could. We stroll up to check into our hotel and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, we're sold out, but we've made an accommodation for you."
Mm-hmm.
We're like, "Oh boy!" So the flight attendant, she had her room. So what they did was they took there was a suite area, and they had a divider, and divided the suite in half, where him and I literally had to share the living room area. So they had 2 pull-out couches for us, and we had a shared bathroom,
Love it.
and we each had a pull-out couch, and it was too late to go anywhere. Literally 11 o'clock at night, and everybody was tired, and you're just screw it. We're just going to sleep on pull-out couches tonight, because I think we had to fly the next morning, so it's we need some sleep. So it's kind of luckily I knew him well, right? But it's kind of a funny situation.
Especially after
where,
that night.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll keep my comments PG.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, no privacy at all. Everybody's, wearing their tighty whities, laying on the couch together. So,
Yeah.
fun time.
Sounds fun. Different kind of fun than I like to have, but
Yeah.
hey, it's okay. It's okay. No judgment.
Yeah, memorable. The second one, I can't remember where I was at. I think somewhere in Florida. And like,
Enough
I
said.
woke up at like 6 in the morning. And I don't even know what hotel chain it was or whatnot. But like, I literally woke up and my bed was like full of ants crawling
What?
on me and
Ooh.
in the bed. Yeah.
Dang, I got a trip to Africa like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I was laying on the
Yeah.
floor
So
So-
in
Yeah.
Africa.
A little
in
different.
Africa. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, in Africa.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know, they had a little ant infestation right there
Mm.
in the old bed. So
Nice.
that one wasn't so pleasant. That was like you wake up and you feel things crawling on you.
No.
So it's kind of
Nah,
freaky.
That's
Not
nasty.
good.
I was
Not
like,
good.
oh my
That's
gosh,
nasty.
no,
Not
no
good.
bueno,
No bueno.
no bueno.
No bueno.
All right, top one for me, I'm gonna say because it was just super annoying, and this was actually on a trip with my family. We're on our way somewhere. It was like an overnight stop, like one of those like you've been driving for a while. You found one right by the highway. You're gonna get there at like 10 o'clock at night, go to sleep for like 8 hours, and then get up and just bounce, right? Keep going.
Mhm.
So it was in Kansas City. So we literally get there. That's what happens. 10 o'clock, we roll in. Everybody brushes their teeth, whatever. Just get tucked in bed. The lights were turned out, and the fire alarm goes off.
Nice.
Like everybody's like, you're like on that last eyeball, like cracked open, like, and then boom, it goes off. And there was legit like some kind of smoke. It wasn't a fire, but it was like a burning sensation, like smell and smoke coming from the room next to us. So then we had to evacuate.
Thought he was going to say a
Hotel.
burning sensation. I was like, that is a
No,
bad
yeah.
hotel stay.
Yeah. And so we had to evacuate the hotel. Fire department gets in there, clears it out. Like, all right. But then they can't get the fire alarm turned off. So it's like another hour and a half or whatever.
Wow.
Or I don't think it was an hour and a half, probably another hour. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I go down the front. I'm like, are you guys turning this thing off? They're like, we can't figure out how to turn it off.
What?
Pull
So
the
they're
lever.
like, it could be hours. I'm like, all right, no, I ain't got time for that. So we had to pack our crap up and find another Marriott like 2 miles away and get there. We finally got to bed at 12:30, something like that. So and still woke up the same morning, but
Yeah.
it was pretty terrible. Everybody hated it. It was awful.
Was that
So
Kansas City?
Missouri.
yeah, technically Liberty, north
Oh,
side
yeah.
there.
it's-
Okay.
Yeah. We got one.
Just making sure.
I-35.
I might have
Yeah.
one on my list from Kansas, too.
Really?
Yeah. It's not Kansas's fault, though.
What I got from him, he stays in a lot of Marriotts and a lot of hotels that have suites.
Yeah, a lot of
Like,
sweet work.
My
I hear.
hotel rooms have a room
Yeah,
and a bathroom.
which is really rough on my 6-member family.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a suite right now, actually. It's pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. It is different when work is
bougie.
paying. Yeah, when work is paying. That's for sure. You want to
Yeah,
go?
dude,
You want me to
that's
go?
I'll go.
That's why I always use. That's why I have good hotel points. But I always try to stay at one of those places with like
Sure.
full kitchen and
Yep.
get separate bedrooms, stuff like that. So
Yep.
makes a little more space is nice.
A little more space is nice for sure. A little more space is nice for
Mhm.
sure.
Well,
All right,
my first
Lucas.
one, top three, my worst one, I guess. I have a bunch because we're very frugal in my family, so you never know what's going to happen. But this one is my family. So it's my parents, my brother, and I. We were driving to a Miami Dolphins game in Nashville. And we went to a college football game that morning, like up in by Kansas City, and then we're driving from there all the way through to Nashville
Hey,
to watch
that's a
the game the next
football
day.
weekend.
Right. So, of course, I'm driving. It's like really late, close to midnight, just driving. And I'm trying to get as close as the stadium as I can, right? Because I want to get there, and I don't want to. They don't have a parking lot, so wherever you stay, you have to either walk or then you just pay extra to like park on the street. So I found a suite. This is the only suite I think I've ever stayed in. $29 suite, pretty close to the hotel or the football field.
Wow.
And this has probably been about 15, 20 years ago. But it was so nasty. My mom wouldn't sleep. My brother and I like brought blankets in from the car and like slept on top of the bed. On top of that, the only one that slept, my dad slept like a rock.
Yeah.
He didn't even worry about it, right? He was just out in there snoring logs. He didn't care.
Yeah.
But
That's
so that was
awesome.
it was
also,
dirty.
Also because
nasty.
he's paying for it, right?
yeah, he paid for that one
Yeah.
in cash. I'm telling you, yeah.
Yeah, he had cash
They didn't
on
take
him.
Yeah,
card- They
right.
don't take cards at that place.
They
But,
take cards to that place. I
so
love
that
it.
was
That
that
one
one.
says like, you get we got HBO or Cinemax on the
On the
sign
sign.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this place even had a TV. Now that I'm thinking about
The
it.
vacancy is flickering.
Yeah, it was.
Very
I
creepy.
save
What was
money.
the-
I save money.
What was the hourly rate? If the
Oh,
rate was 30.
ooh, nah,
Ew.
that was yeah. So my second one is a Holiday Inn, but it's a Holiday Inn parking lot. So we were on our way to Florida a couple years ago. This is right after the pandemic. So normally when we go to Florida, you don't have a problem finding a hotel. Like you just drive till you're tired.
Mhm.
There's a place. So we're driving. We try to get hotels. Kayla's calling everybody, and we can't find one. You know, I don't want to really stay in the bad part of Jackson, Mississippi, so we keep kind of driving. Finally, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, we're just pulling into the Holiday Inn here, and we're going to sleep in the parking lot. And we were not the only people doing it. There was probably 30 cars doing the same thing we were. But this is like July, so it's hot, right?
Yeah.
We can't
Did you have to
sleep.
leave the car running?
At times you had to a little bit, but it's not diesel.
Yeah.
So it was miserable, and so we had like go inside to use the like lobby bathroom and everything. It was an experience.
It's awesome with your kids.
With my kids,
I love that.
they
I love
slept.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Kyler slept. Braxton kept kicking our seat because he was like just mad at us. And
I don't blame him.
He couldn't get comfortable.
Yeah,
that was bad.
I love it. I love that. It's good.
That's a tough one.
That was a tough one. My number one is Kayla and I were on our honeymoon. We went out east, and we ended up going to Atlantic City one day just to experience, like they said, the boardwalk and everything, and that's all nasty. But the only thing I wanted to do, this is 2010, I wanted to stay at the Trump Hotel. That's
Yep,
it.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. So I've been a fan for a while. So
Where
she
are you
called
at? What city?
Atlantic City.
You went to gamble like Michael Jordan too.
We didn't gamble.
Okay.
Yeah, before the games.
Yeah.
But anyways, we go there, and she calls, get a room reserved, good to go, get there, check in. No, the air conditioning on the whole seaboard, like every hotel on the whole seaboard, the air conditioning was out.
Yeah.
Out. So more to this story is this $1 million player, I'm doing air quotes, $1 million player and his wife came up to us like, oh, you having a problem getting a hotel room? We're like, yeah. They're like, oh, you can stay in our suite with us. We're like,
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
well,
I've seen this movie. It's
no.
not good. Not
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So he's like, well, I'm a $1 million player here. So he takes me in like this back room, is like talking to a manager, trying to get a room, saying I'm like his nephew and all this stuff. It didn't work out, but he did get us a Radisson about mile inland.
Why did he take this interest in you?
I don't know. We
And let me ask you this: did he announce himself to you as a $1 million player?
I don't remember exactly.
That's
but
awesome.
It came up in the conversation.
That's awesome. I love
So-
it. I love it.
I didn't get to stay in Trump Tower. We went there to walk around the casino, but it
Looking
was
for sponsors,
but it
Trump
was-
Towers.
We are, and the water. I got the hat.
Yeah.
But it was literally over. It was pushing 100 degrees, like in the casinos.
Sure.
So we went in there for a little bit, but
Didn't stop
it was
people.
no.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I mean, I got a whole stories about that one day we spent in Atlantic City, but we're another episode.
Not
But
enough time.
I didn't get to. Still haven't stayed in my Trump hotel.
Someday.
Someday he'll invite me to the White House.
Someday.
Hey, they got one in D.C.
Cause I do. He bought one. I think close to the White House too.
Yeah, it's not very far.
Of course
Yeah,
he did.
He did.
I love
Anyways,
it.
there's
I
my
love
top
it.
3.
Top 3. All right. Now to mine.
Like it.
All right. Number 3. Stayed at a Marriott in Santa Maria, California.
You guys in your Marriott.
Should we not say the... What if we're still looking for sponsors, Marriott. I still like you for the most part.
If you give me a free room, I'll stay.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't care.
stay. And so it wasn't like actually go in, like I went for work. We had a facility there when I worked for a aerospace company. Went out there to help with some process improvement stuff, but get to Santa Maria and they're having like the Santa Ana winds that come in. So it's like way hotter than normal, right? So like this is like beautiful area of the world. Like highs in the 70s for the day and like cool at night. And you're close to the coast and you can actually see some mountains. Like it's really pretty. And then this one, like 5 days of the year, it gets up to like 104. And so this is when we happened to be there and kind of similar experience. Like their air conditioner just wasn't good enough.
It couldn't.
And hotel rooms, I was like on the 4th or 5th floor. They couldn't
hot.
couldn't open the window.
No.
So it was like miserable, man. And it was like a nice hotel. It had like a sleep number bed. Like it was It was like legit, and
Everything but the AC.
everything but the AC, and I was absolutely miserable for 2 days. Like it was
Couldn't get a
miserable.
fan or something.
Like,
Couldn't get a
oh
fan,
yeah, you know,
nothing?
and also another thing, hotels don't usually have ceiling
No,
fans, right?
they
So
do
like,
not.
yeah, that's very rare when you run across that.
I
So-
always take a fan with me.
oh wow,
A
look at
little
that.
fan. I sleep with a fan.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
like
I have a
this.
guy at
See?
work. He always carries a fan with him,
Yeah,
but I'm
a
like,
little-
that seems like too much work.
It's too much trouble,
Yeah.
too much packing,
Yeah.
I mean, if I go on
I
a
would have just
flight-
bought a box fan, at Walgreens.
and just
Put in
leave
your
it
room by
there.
you.
Yeah, I would have. I'd done
Yeah,
something. I
just
could.
leave
I
it.
can't. If I'm sweating when I'm sleeping, there's a problem.
Yeah, I don't like to be sweaty either. It was pretty miserable.
You were there on a business trip, right? Just expense that. That's what I
Yeah,
was
that's true. I could have done that.
Tax
I
write-off.
could have done that. Tax write-off. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
All right, number 2 is a stay in Hayes, Kansas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey.
out west Kansas, huh?
Yeah, West Kansas, kind of similar to your Florida vacation where Bethany and I are actually taking a trip out to Colorado to do some mountain biking, do some hiking, camping, and we were just pushing it. We left after work. We're going late, get to Hayes, and thinking we'll get a room. And we really, I don't know what was going on, but they were all kind of booked up. And so there was this
What's
place.
the last place? You can't stop.
It is,
There,
it is.
there, Denver.
Well, what's the other? There's another place in Kansas. But I
There's a
can't-
bunch. Garden Cities out there. But that's a different highway.
So anyway,
Salina.
hit Hayes, Quality Inn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember walking in,
Sounds pleasant.
room was pretty cheap.
Yeah, it was.
Had this smell to it.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
dead insect smell.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
that kind of wet,
Yeah,
mildewy.
musty, dead,
Yeah.
death smell.
Ooh.
And
Like
so,
the guy before you was just sitting in the room farting,
yeah, hopefully that's all he was doing. So so we go ahead and we get the room, even though like I initially was like we should not get a room, and we go upstairs, and so like carpet in the hallways looks a little like questionable.
Little sketch.
You get into the room and there's no carpet, which I'm a fan of. I don't like carpet.
Right.
I don't like want. I won't wear like I won't go barefoot
Right.
in a hotel room.
No,
I'm one of those
come
guys.
on.
Yeah, I'm
You
one
go
of those
barefoot
guys.
outside?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Not in a hotel room though. I feel
Okay.
like outside's better. So then I decide like after paying and everything, we get in
Mhm.
there and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And so we end up leaving. So I didn't even stay there.
Well, you still pay it. They didn't get your money back?
No. I didn't get my money. Although it was only like, I don't know, man. It was super $70 or something like that. So I was like, I'm done. So anyway, we really contemplated. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Bathroom was kind of gross. I just done, man. I was done. So we didn't do it. So I didn't even really stay. So technically that's not a stay,
You
but
spent money.
I'll count it. Yeah. And then my number 1 was also on my honeymoon. And my father-in-law was a pilot for American Airlines. He's retired now. And he was kind enough to give us flights to Miami for our honeymoon. We went on a cruise. Yeah, and so we left out of Miami, and he was nice enough to get us flights he paid for our flights or whatever he did. And so on the way back, he just asked, hey, it would work out better if you stayed a night in Miami on your way back, which is kind of cool. Went to a Marlins game. Got to see him play the Red Sox at one of the worst baseball stadiums I've ever been to. That was when they used to
Orange
play.
Bowl? Not the
Well,
Orange
no,
Bowl,
they had Joe Roby, right?
yeah.
It was awful, man. And yeah, it was
I've
just
been to a game there. Yeah,
it is
terrible.
really rough area too.
Little Havana.
Yeah, we really stuck out. And man, I look like a kid.
No, that's where the new stadium is.
Oh, is that
The
where
new
it is?
stadium
That's the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
yeah, the new stadium looks cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we did that, and then went to the hotel that he got for us because he's like, I'm gonna make you stay tonight. I'm gonna pay for this hotel. And I should have known because we've been on trips with him, and he's gonna.
Frugal?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
you're gonna stay in a room, kind of to like your dad. Like
Yep.
Bethany's been on a trip with him where like her and Asher, when he was a baby, they went up to Idaho and they stayed in a hotel where she wouldn't let Asher, made him sleep in like his car seat because it was so gross.
Wow.
And her dad's like passed out over there.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So we do get a hotel close to the airport, and dude, it was like people like, so we went to that game,
man.
got a ride, like this is before Uber was like a real big deal. The hotel actually offered a shuttle, so we got a shuttle back to the hotel, which we are at their disposal. So we're waiting at a gas station
Nice.
for like 45 minutes, sticking out. So we're
Wow.
already like a little worn out. Get back to the hotel. It's not, I won't say super late, but late enough. And I mean, there's some questionable ladies hanging out front. And
It's on your honeymoon too, right?
yeah, honeymoon.
Okay.
Yep. And then so we go up to our room, and I mean, it's like old. Like it's like, I don't know, kind of what you would expect from like 1980s Miami, right? So like probably some cocaine had been done in there, all kinds of stuff. And
Still had the cigarette smell.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
still had the smoke smell, like just the colors you can imagine, like
Yeah.
real floral,
Yeah, a lot of wicker.
a lot of wicker. Yeah, man, yeah, totally. And so, yeah, so all night long you can just hear people up and down the halls, doors slamming. It was just awful, man. And I'm literally thinking like,
But it was free, right?
we get married one day in, and this is how we die. Yeah, it was free. It was free. Good
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Good point. Bright side for sure. So our flight was really early the next morning, so that was got up and out of there real quick. And the same ladies,
Just walk to the terminal.
the same ladies were still out front that were there the night before. Oh man. So
Round 2.
that's my top 3 worst hotel stays
Yeah.
ever.
Hey,
So-
man, at least they're working, right?
Yeah.
Hey, at least they're working. At least they're working, I guess. No welfare for them.
So my dad grew up so poor. Like they had a outhouse until he was like in like upper junior high or
That's
something. Like
awesome.
that. So this place had indoor plumbing. That's a step up, man.
Yeah, step up, indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
You're right. Even though I might have rather
And
had
water.
I'd
Yeah,
rather
like-
had an outhouse.
Yeah, some of those. Yeah. But
All right, that's good. That was a good top 3. That was a good one. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
All right, Anthony,
Never
man.
never know what you're gonna experience on the road. You know,
You never know, man. On the road.
it's a weekly occurrence for me. So you never know.
Yeah, I don't. I do not envy that.
Yeah, it comes with the territory, I suppose. Sometimes they're better than others, so
Sure.
not bad. But yeah, I guess I'm. It's up to me. I'm wrapping us up here, huh? So I've
That's right.
obviously done a lot of baseball here in the last 2 months, and we got still a decent stretch ahead. And the one thing that stand out to me is we've talked about before is like parents, right? And crazy some of these parents are,
Yep.
and specifically dads, right? And that's kind of the audience we kind of tailor to and whatnot. And I've just seen a lot of dads like lose their minds over like 9-year-old baseball, which is kind of mind blowing to me. That, and I get it, right? Everybody wants to win. Nobody's there to lose necessarily, but like literally like dads like yelling at their kids and, you know, yelling at the umpires and yelling at the coaches. And I saw one dad that he thought that the coach should have sent the kid, you know, to home, and he didn't. And he like got off of the, you know, the bleachers and like threw his hat on the ground and just walked in circles, you know, throwing his arms up in the air. I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
And then this last weekend, there was a team there, and they're a good team. So, you know, their teams are ranked by how good they are. You have like A, AA, AAA majors kind of outfits out. And, you know, the top teams are, you know, major and AAA, or A is more like rec ball and stuff like that. There's a team that they travel. They're a traveling major team, and they play just to win. Like that's that kind of team. They travel all around, and they got beat by a team they probably shouldn't have been beat by on a normal day. And one of the coaches, who's also a dad on the team, he got verbally, you know, upset with, you know, like a teenage girl on the other team for telling the players to go sit down because they're just that team. And he gets kicked out, and then next thing you know, I think he's like fighting with another dad of the team in the parking lot, and the police come, and it's just like it's crazy out there.
Man.
So yeah, I know. So
That's like
I'm
all without alcohol too, I hope.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah,
That's crazy.
you know, just crazy stuff. So there's a verse that stood out to me in 1 Timothy 4:12. You know, Paul's talking to Timothy and says, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech and conduct and love and faith and purity." And I think sometimes as dads, husbands, we fail big time, right, in this area. And not just saying these guys, right? We all fail ourselves in this area, in all these areas, right? In speech and conduct and love, faith and purity. and I think I just want to encourage all of us to really, think about our actions, our words, and we're called to be the spiritual leaders of our household, the example, right? That's what God calls us to do. And I've just seen a lot of failure of that lately, and out on the baseball field and not on the baseball field. But just think before you act, and really, just show the character of Jesus and what we do throughout the day, and especially to our kids and to our families. And let's just let people know that this is the lifestyle that we live. And so I think that's just my encouragement today, is just
good.
Set examples for everybody out there, especially as believers in Christ, and the spiritual leaders of our household. So
yeah, it's good.
That's kind of what I got. Fruit of the Spirit. I love that one. I think that's a good one. And
yeah, no, it's good.
Self-control was definitely a part of that too, I feel like, in a lot of areas. So
yeah, absolutely. No, that's good, Anthony. I appreciate that. I think we can all take that challenge. Yeah, in all aspects. I think, regardless of what's going on, it needs to be foremost, right? We might talk about that in our other episodes.
Right.
So, no, that's good, man. I appreciate you calling in, even though you're off and away. And
yep,
that was good. Nice wrap up.
Yeah, went well.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's good. Sounds good. All right, I guess we'll talk to you boys later.
Yep. See you.
Adios.
see ya.